Hey, what's going on, guys? SPSnake here, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the most underrated weapon here in Call of Duty Cold War, and that is the RPD. I'm telling you guys, if you guys want to beam people across the map, especially if you guys are fans of the big team game type here in Cold War, 100%, this is where it's at. I'm telling you guys, I've even been using this in 6v6 and it's been working well. One thing you will have to do is change up your game style, especially if you guys are a little bit more rush heavy. If you guys are a little bit more passive, then RPD is a way to go. I'm telling you guys, look at the gameplay, look at the range that this weapon has. It's so versatile. It seems like it's very consistent no matter the range, and I'm going to share with you guys the attachments I like using. I will point out when it's personal preference and also when it's like a must to have or things that are extremely useful, so that way you guys can also have room to play around to your play style. But like I said, RPD, way to go. Big team game types, that's where you want to be at using this weapon. And especially if you guys are looking for easier lobbies, I highly suggest you guys go for the big team game types here in Cold War. There's more variety in skill level, and it's just a more enjoyable time instead of sweating it up in 6v6. I'm telling you guys, sometimes it can get a little bit too much. I will also be portraying a 6v6 gameplay, because in case those of you that only play 6v6, it still works even against sweaties. I'm like at a 2.3 KD, so if you guys are somewhere along those lines, these are the type of people that you guys are going to play against. And still using the RPD, I did really well in my personal opinion. So besides that point, let's get right into the attachments I'm using. So first things first, as you guys probably already noticed from the gameplay, I'm using an optical, which I like using the Millstop Reflex, but that's personal preference. You can use whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. Moving on to the next thing, we are using the KGB Eliminator muzzle for the RPD. This isn't necessarily necessary. You can even play without it, in my personal opinion. I would just kept it there. For some reason I forgot about it because I was pretty much just trying to rank this weapon up. It was one of the attachments I wanted to test out. It worked for me, I kept it on, but I don't think it's that necessary. It does keep you off the minimap a little bit. It's an 85% concealment, which honestly it doesn't really matter in big teams, so I wouldn't really recommend this. But if you guys do decide to use a muzzle because you have no other attachments to run, then by all means try this one out. It worked for me. Now moving on to the barrel, I use a 20.3 inch task force, and this is a must. I'm telling you guys, if you guys want to beam people across the map, this is where you want to be at. You want to have this attachment on. And the negative things about this is not even noticeable. Why? Because you're only losing like magazine size and things of that nature, which this thing has more than enough ammo in it to pretty much kill multiple people without any problem, and it's so powerful, so you don't even really have to worry about any of the negative things about this. And it increases 100% bullet velocity, which is extremely important here in Cold War, especially if you guys are going for the more like long range kills. By all means, bullet velocity is super duper important, and on top of that, it gives you that range damage and plus 5% damage, which I don't even know what that means, but whatever it is, it's beaming kids, and I'm happy with that. But this gameplay here, the first one, it's coming up to an end. I got about 71 kills, I believe. It's just an overall beast gameplay, especially for that map. It's so big, it's very hard to get a lot of kills. I've even noticed, like, when I'm using like chopper gunner and stuff, things like that, usually I either like my team just wins the game right away, or like people start leaving or things of that nature, and you don't end up getting too many kills. You'll get kills for the kill streak, but then afterwards it's kind of like a dead lobby, in other words, or the game ends like I mentioned. So for just having not really crazy lethal kill streaks, this was a great gameplay. Now we're going to be jumping into the 6v6 here, playing against sweaties. I decided to include me searching up a game just in case some of you guys are skeptical about the lobbies that I get, or getting easy people or whatever. This is me playing with a friend. He's about like, I think, a 1.8 on KD ratio, and like I said, I'm like about a 2.3 to 2.4. It fluctuates. So these are the lobbies that you may be getting if you play against, you know, with a teammate of the same KD. I mean, there's nothing else I can really do to prove how crazy this weapon is, and even in the sweaty lobbies. But I guess the last thing that I want to mention here is the handle for the RPD. What I like using is a serpent wrap. It's going to increase your aim down sight, and you 100% need something to increase that aim down sight time, because if you're not using anything to increase that time, forget about it. You're picking this weapon up like in 30 years because this thing is so slow, especially if you're using the other LMGs like the Stoner. Oh lord, it is so bad. So I highly recommend you guys, even if you're using something like the serpent wrap that's going to increase the aim down sight time, I want you guys to pre-aim basically everything. I mean, you should be if you're playing against sweaties, but even more so using the LMG. In certain times, you're gonna see me getting caught off guard, and I'll like hip fire and kill somebody and things of that nature. Or like I'll start off with the hip fire and then aim down sight, and I get lucky. But those are just lucky kills. I would not recommend that. This thing is just so strong that sometimes it works, but for a majority of the times, this is the type of weapon that you want to be head glitching, that you just want to be posted up waiting for people to come out of their spawns and not having to worry about reloading too much. That's why I'm not even using any sort of like the ammo, like reload faster and things of that nature, because this thing melts you like in 2 seconds. Like, you have more than enough ammo to kill like a whole goddamn team. You could probably drop a nuke without reloading. I'm exaggerating right now, but honestly, that's how it feels like. It's just that strong. But like I said, playing here a 6v6 match, you're gonna see me pretty much just posting in the middle of the map or like on a head glitch and just waiting for people to come out of their spawn going towards the flag, and it pretty much just beams people. You're rarely going to see me reload because don't really need to, and especially when you're playing against sweaties, most likely you may die sooner or later, and by that time the game just automatically reloads the weapon for you. As well, you see me here using the war machine. You're gonna see me using it a little bit more passively because a lot of people are using the M16, and I feel like more than anything, like at long range, the RPD is one of the counters that you guys can use against the M16. Now the M16 is still very strong, so you do want to be worried about that, but it can also like miss sometimes. Like if they miss a bullet like at long range, forget about it. RPD is just going to absolutely melt them. So it really comes down to like accuracy more than anything when you're using the RPD against the M16. But like I said, don't feel too comfortable against the M16. But if you guys are looking for something that's not a burst weapon like I am, the RPD is 100% the way to go. And like I said, you just pretty much want to just stay around the middle of the map or on a head glitch where you can have a good clear sight of a location where a lot of people like to run to, or not even like to, but just have to run through in order to get to the flags. And trust me, you'll get a bunch of kills. Here I drop about 50 kills. I believe I get like 10 deaths. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed and could drop a like, that'd be highly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe if you guys are new around here. Telling you guys, go ahead and try this weapon out. It won't disappoint you. And until next time, take care, guys. Peace.